If you go to Google and search for book writing tips, you'll get around 11000000 result, that to be in 0.85 second, 0.85 seconds. And now this is wonderful, this is awesome. But what if I told you that most of the people who write these answers, who share these tips, are not qualified, are not eligible to share, because most of them haven't published a book in their lifetime. Hi, my name is Anshuman Patro. I published 11 books so far. I have trained more than 300 people, and 175 of them, they have published a book in just 5 days. And this program, which I call the 5-Day Author Challenge, is the first program in India to have set multiple records in India Book of Record as well as Asia Book of Record. And now I'm gonna share 15 tips with you that you should never forget if you want to write your book. Stay tuned. So tip number 1 is the mindset. Now understand this. Before you learn any skill set, the first thing that you want to develop is the mindset. Without the right mindset, no matter what all thing you learn, whatever you learn, from where you learn, from whom you learn, they have no use if you don't have the right mindset. Okay, so the first thing that you want to develop, the right mindset, the mindset to do things, the mindset to complete things on time, the mindset not to procrastinate, not to delay things, not to assume things. Okay, the first thing that you want to develop is the mindset. Tip number 2, commitment. Now understand one thing, writing a book is not gonna be easy task. Okay, some people take years, some people take months, some people take their entire life to spend their entire lifetime to write one book, but they can't even publish a book. Okay, so it is not an easy task. Just because I'm telling you that I have published 11 books, I have helped 175 people so far to publish their book in just 5 days, that doesn't mean it's an easy task. Okay, it requires a lot of commitment. I'll tell you. Okay, all of these 175 people, you can go to my Facebook family and you can ask in the 5-Day family, you can ask them. Most of them will tell you, in fact all of them will tell you the same thing. They haven't slept on Wednesday night. They haven't slept, most of them, they haven't slept on Tuesday night, right? So it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of commitment. You have to make sure you are completing your to-do list on time. Tip number 3, procrastination. Sorry, excuse me for the words that I'm gonna use now, but I can't find a better word for this. Okay, procrastination is a bitch. In fact, there is no it's the worst productivity killer that I have ever seen. I have been working in this industry as a productivity coach since almost a decade, and the reason most people fail, most of them fail, because they procrastinate. They don't want to do things right now, they want to do it tomorrow, and my friend, tomorrow never comes. So either you do it now or you just forget it. You're not gonna do it. Okay, so number 3, procrastination. Avoid procrastination like plague. Now point number 4, expectation. Now understand one thing, as I told you, this is not gonna be easy. And if you're a first time author, and let's say for example you haven't written a blog post in your lifetime, okay, and you want to write a book of 500 pages in just 5 days, okay, I'm not someone who says it's not possible, but it's not gonna be realistic, I would say. These expectations are not real. I wouldn't say they are real expectations. If it's the first book, try to keep it small. When I say small, I'm not talking about keeping it 15 pages or 10 pages. Keep it sizable. It should be, a lot of people ask me this thing, okay, how long should be a book? How many pages? And my answer is very simple. It should be short enough so that people will complete it, okay, and it should be long enough so that you can add as much value as you can. So this is the thing that you want to keep in mind while you are writing the first book. Don't expect yourself to write a book of 500 pages in 5 days. You haven't published a single blog post in your lifetime. Tip number 5, be specific. What do I mean by that? Okay, now when I say specific, I want you to focus on one target audience whom you want to serve. If you, now this thing you must have heard me say multiple times. If you want to serve everyone, if you want to talk to everyone, if you want to do something for everyone, you are not doing it for anyone. You are not serving anyone. You are not talking to anyone. You are not selling to anyone. You are not writing to anyone. Be specific for whom you want to write your book. Who are they? What they do? Where they stay? How old are they? Are they married? Unmarried? Do they have kids? Be specific about your target audience. Now, second, be specific about your subject. So, for example, you know your target audience. Okay. Now you know that they want a lot of things. Okay. For example, fitness. Be specific. What do you want to teach in fitness? Is it weight loss? Is it how to get a six pack? How to eat healthy? How to work out daily? How not to skip gym? Right? Be specific. What exactly you want to add? Okay. The more specific you are, the more easier it's gonna be for you to write your book and complete your book. Now, point number 6. It has to be time bound. You have to have a deadline. It can be like, okay, I'm writing a book, I'll write a book whenever I get to finish, I'll finish it. It may take a week, it may take a month, it may take a year, it may take a decade. No, that's not cool. This is not gonna happen. Okay, and this is not possible. You have to set a realistic timeline. 5 days, 1 week, 1 month, or whatever it is. You know it better. Okay. So if you are in the challenge of 5 days also challenge, I'll make sure that you do it in 5 days. But if you're not in the 5 days also challenge, you are doing something else, or you're doing it by yourself, friend, do one thing. Do me a favor and set a timeline. I have seen a lot of people who come to me and they're like, no, I can't do it 5 days. I ask them, okay, why not 5 days? They give some excuses. Then I tell them, okay, what do you think? And the answer is like, maybe 1 week, maybe a month. And I know that they're not going to publish the book ever. I know that. But here it is. This is the fact. Unless until you have a fixed timeline, a deadline, you will try to procrastinate. You will try to wait for, it's like, okay, now I have time in hand. I can do it tomorrow. Again, you'll procrastinate, right? Timeline is important. Point number 7 is clarity. You should have clarity on what you are going to do. Okay. Now, like we discussed, you have to be specific. You should know what you should write on a particular topic. You can't go broad. You have to find a niche. Similarly, you have to have clarity. Unless until you have clarity, unless until you know what exactly you want to do, how you're going to do it, you'll struggle. So make sure before you write, okay, you plan the entire roadmap. You draw the entire roadmap. You write everything down. Day 1, I'm going to do this. Day 2, I'm going to do this. Day 3, this. Day 4, this. Right? These all things I want to include. These all things I'm going to research. These all things I'm going to interview people or whatever it is. Okay? You should have clarity. So that is point number 7. Point number 8. Don't complain. I told you, right? All of the people who have published the book in 5 days, you can go and ask them. None of them has slept on Wednesday. Most of them haven't slept on Tuesday. But they never complain. And it's not easy. So if you're afraid to put in the hard work, you're afraid to doing something that can change your life, but it will take you to make, put the effort, this is not for you. So don't even try doing that, because it's gonna be challenging. Okay, so if you're afraid of challenges, if you want the easy way, if you want to stay inside in your comfort zone, I don't know what you can do with your life, but one thing I know for sure, you can't ever publish a book, and I'm saying it that you cannot, right? And I never say never, but if you don't want to, leave your comfort zone. You cannot achieve anything else, anything more. So basically, if you keep on doing the same thing that you do currently, you'll get the same output that you're getting currently. To get a better output, to get more output, you have to put in more hard work, right? So point number 8, never ever complain. Like procrastination, there is one more thing which is solid productivity killer, and that is perfection. A lot of people, they are hesitant to publish a book on day 5. Okay, I must confess this thing. The reason is they feel the book is not perfect. Now tell me one thing. How do you define perfection? I don't know anything which is perfect. See, I'm a big fan of Amir Khan. Very big fan. I love his movie. I love the kind of hard work he puts in. Okay. People call him Mr. Perfect. But at the same time, I've seen Mangal Pandey. I have seen Thug of Hindustan. Even Amitabh Bachchan. Bachchan ji is a super awesome actor. I haven't seen any actor like him. At least that's my perception. But, right? You got the point. So, perfection is a myth. So, don't try to be perfect. Otherwise, you'll just keep on trying to be perfect. You won't achieve anything. So, it's always better to do something and improvise on it. I'm not saying make it perfect. Improvise on it. Point number 9 is using the right tools. We are not living in a stone age, right? We have a lot of tools. We have technology with us, which is a superpower. I call it a superpower because we're the only species on this planet who have technology. But again, we have a lot of options. It's like if you're using the right technology, you can do wonders. But if you're not using the right technology, or if you are using the wrong technology or the wrong tool, the same thing. So it's really important to find the right tool that can help you in your journey. So again, make sure you do all this planning, plan all this thing out during the planning stage. So when you're going to publish your book, when you're going to start the journey, you don't need to think. Okay, you don't have to think because you know, okay, these are tools I want to use, these are technology I want to use, this is my roadmap, and here, boom, you start writing, and boom, you finish your book, boom, you publish your book. Sounds simple, but it's not as simple as that. But again, it's not difficult. Tip number 11. Know your TG. TG is in target group, target audience, your readers. Okay, who will read your book? You have to know them. When I say you have to know them, I'm not saying okay, you need to know who those people are actually, but you have to design. Okay, now let me try to keep it simple. Okay, for example, you're writing on fitness. Okay, now fitness is a vast subject. Everyone needs fitness. It's a kid, it's an adult, it's a male, female, whatever age group, wherever they stay, all of them need fitness. Let's try to be a bit specific. Okay, and we discuss similar thing in specific chapter as well, on the specific pointer as well. You need to know what exactly they do, where exactly they stay, who exactly they are. Are they young? Are they kids? Are they adults? Are they, what is the age group? Male, female? What they do? Are they, for example, I say female? Are they housewives? Are they working women? If you say, for example, housewife or whatever, okay? Are they married? If you're married, do they have kids? Okay? If you say kids, how old are their kids? Right? So you have to have a clear picture of who the people are who are going to read your book. Unless until you know your target audience or target readers. So it's like if you want to serve everyone, you won't be able to serve anyone. So you have to be, very sure, double sure, I would say. You should know who is your readers. That is point number 11. Now point number 12 is just a follow-up. Okay, I told you have to write for your readers. Now it's like, let me give an example. What if I told you, can you please take a self-portrait and send it to me? That's option 1. Second option, can you take a selfie and send it to me? Option 2. What is the difference? Which is more comfortable? Which is more convenient? Selfie, right? Why? Because this is the language you talk. You never say, I want to take a self-portrait, though technically is correct. But you never say that. You'd say, I want to take a selfie. So you should know what language your readers are talking. Okay, I'm not talking about Hindi, Marathi, Bengali, English. No, I'm talking about the language. I mean, the phrases they use, the way they talk. You want to keep it conversational. You don't want, unless until you want to write for a literature event. That's a different story altogether. I'm not talking about those kind of books. I'm talking about books where you really want to add value to people, where you want to change people's life. Okay, over there you want to talk the language they talk. Otherwise, it's of no use. So I don't want to give an example. I don't want to take any name, but understand one thing: you're scrolling down the Twitter, the tweets, and you came across one tweet, and you have to leave Twitter and go to Google to search for those words. Okay, I do it. I do it. I don't know about you. I do it sometimes. Now tell me, do you think your reader will do that? Unless until it's a book on literature, that's a different story. If it's a self-help book, for example, will people stop reading their book and middle, go to Google, search for the word, and again come back to you? Even if they do that, even if they do that, they lose the flow. And the moment they lose the flow, the value, you won't be able to add as much value to their life as you wanted, right? So make sure you use simple language. So one thing I always say, write in language that a 5-year or 5th standard kid can read and understand. At the same time, add as much value as you can, so much value that a 50-year-old person can read it and get something to learn. And that is what, for me, I call that a very good book. Again, I won't say perfect, but I would say that's a very good book. If you can add value to a 50-year-old person and make it easier to read for a 5th grade kid. Point number 13, keep it thought-provoking. See, you have to hook the user all the time. The moment he or she loses interest, or he or she stops enjoying the book and they leave, it is very difficult for, again, get them back to the book. They very rarely they come back to the book and read again. Okay, so you have to make sure they are always on their toes while they are reading it. Let me give you an example. I give you 2 examples. Okay, 2 samples basically. Sample number 1, book publishing workshop. Okay, that's what I do. I help people publish their book. That's what I do. Okay, example number 2, 5-day author challenge. Publish a book in 5 days, that to be without writing a single word. Which is more thought provoking? Which workshop will you join? Obviously, you'll join the 5-day author challenge, where I'm gonna tell you how you can publish your book in 5 days, that to be without writing a single word. Okay, so why? Because when I say this thing, that you can publish a book in 5 days, okay, again, that's a big statement. That's a very bold statement that I'm making over here. You can publish your book in 5 days. Now, on top of that, I'm telling you that to be without writing a single word. Now, when I say this, you start thinking, why Anshuman Patro is saying this thing? What does he mean? Okay, and try to read more, or you want to join the challenge and you want to do it with me. And by the way, this is fact. Anyone can, and so far 175 people have published a book in just 5 days without writing a word. So yeah, that's fact. But the point is, you need to make it thought-provoking. Point number 14, use keywords. A lot of authors, they forget it, they miss it. And especially if in your book title, subtitle, descriptions, please use keyword, because you are not writing the book for yourself, right? You're writing the book for people. And how will people reach to a book? You cannot literally send the book link with everyone in the world. That's not possible. Even if you want to go the paid way of advertising marketing, how much you'll spend? How much amount you'll spend? Right? That's not humanly possible to share your book with the world. What you want is, you want people to come to your book organically, and for that you need to have keywords. So make sure you use the right keywords, at least in title, subtitle, description, all those things. Number 15, and that is a hidden gem, I can say, is a secret. A lot of people fail even after they take care of all these things. They fail because they don't have an outline. So make sure you prepare an outline before you actually start adding content, because it's like, if you don't have an outline Everything there is in mind, and you can do only one of these things. Either you can think, or you can talk, or you can write, or you can do something. All right. When people say you can do multitasking, again, it's a myth. I'm gonna come up with another series where I'm gonna talk about the myths, but yeah, multitasking is a myth. It's not possible. The thing is, you're just switching, shuffling between multiple tasks. Okay, so that way you are not very productive. Okay, so my advice would be, first prepare an outline, the blueprint, and then start adding content rather than thinking and writing. Okay, so that's point number 15, and that's all from my side for today. Let me know which tip you think is the most useful for you. Put that in comment and I'll see you. Take care. Hey, by the way, if you're still struggling, you can join my 5-day author challenge. We start every Monday. You can join any Monday, and I'll make sure you publish your book on Thursday. So see you in the challenge if you are struggling.